actually did play a few of these maps previously in the Pro League. With the full roster, the frequency hardpoint went the way of 100 Thieves, but it was 250-192, so convincing win, but still fairly competitive. And then the payload went the way of Gen G, but all the way to around 11. So they've experienced each other a little bit, they felt each other out, and obviously you get all the world the game playing for each other, and it should be a good series.
Well, still a couple of games to go. This one should be a good one. 100 Thieves versus Gen G. Shout out to the crowd here in London. It's only day 2. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Keep that energy up. But this one is already underway. We're on board with Priesta straight off the rip. He's looking to maybe find one more. Will do so. A good start for 100 Thieves.
That's a nice opening break. The opening break is thinking Thieves, and now you're going to have to flood in from one direction. Octane maybe going to watch out, and if they get through, well, Nagafen's going to be leading the charge. Kills traded back and forth. Slasher able to find 2, but the help was not there, and Gen G instantaneous break back in and Hill to tie it up and take the lead.
And it's worth mentioning for Gen G on their side, they haven't actually lost a hard point throughout the entire event thus far. So in terms of this game mode, 100 Thieves may actually struggle somewhat. One of the players that I just love watching and have done really since he's joined the league is Major Maniac. What effect he can have for his squad as he finds himself now 130 away from streaks.
And he is just on the pace as well, backing up. You leave Envoy near the hill, maybe use him as bait. You got Mox picking up kills because he's overpacking elbow, and well, Mox is just gonna pick up all the kills, but the double nade does the job, and the hill time doesn't hurt at all. That is streaks and a very nice lead.
But here's the problem, you may actually have Envoy in a situation where he's close to streaks, but Enable with a big win. He started off a little slow late last night, but Major Maniac almost with 3. Not gonna happen. The score 43-12. Gen G in full control chance.
That was a nice little 9 spree to go on to kick things off, because we have been talking about the ARs for 100 Thieves for a long time. Major Maniac wants his name put up in the same regards. Slasher, though, able to find a couple, working his way towards the hill. But again, the situation, Slasher's getting a lot of kills, but the help for the moment does not seem to be there. Kenny, Priest, and Octane all with 2 kills apiece, and Gen G has taken full advantage of that. Massive hill time on this second hill. The rotation is theirs. The spawns will be theirs. Everything going right for Gen G.
100 Thieves, you gotta wake up. You're building yourself into a massive deficit early on. Mox with the smart play to back away from the fight, had a teammate who could take it. Early time on P3 should be good for Gen G. Now, how long can they hold? In flies the 100 Thieves cavalry. So far, so good. Hill should be contested. In actual fact, Major Maniac concedes it for now. Wants to play for the kills. A couple of specials also earned already.
Now you got Major Maniac leading the charge. Doesn't even need a bait. Actually, that's Nagafen doing it. He doesn't need the help. Major Maniac tried to use the War Machine, gets shut down instantly. Bit of a saving grace right there for 100 Thieves, but at the same time, if you're trying to call in a War Machine this early into the game, that means you are absolutely going to get a second, maybe even a third. But either way, 100 Thieves able to slow the pace down just a little bit, get some contest on board, take a bit of a breather, and at least stop the bleeding. Still about the 50-point deficit, and well, 15 seconds left. Honestly, still either teams.
Yep. Priesta doesn't want to give it up just yet. Gonna go for one final challenge. We'll find the pick. Final 10 seconds of scrap time. Good for 100 Thieves, but keep your eye on that minimap. Guess what? Gen G already rotated.
And of course, they also have the streaks in the back pocket, even if things start to get a little bit hairy, but they might not need him. You got the sub. Well, I was gonna say both of them, and it's just Envoy doing it himself, able to pick up 2. You got Major Maniac watching that mid cut. You got a player in the hill. Everything is safe. Envoy picking up a couple kills on the break as well. Well, 100 Thieves able to crack inside, but how long can it last? Because Nagafen's up top, Mox is in the hill, Gen G, all their bases covered.
I mean, coming to the end of the first rotation, Gen G have made this one look relatively easy for the most part. Kenny struggling for 100 Thieves, sitting at 4 and 11. Needs to just try and step up his game somewhat heading into the second rotation. Still 30 seconds left though of this final hill of the first rotation. And it looks as if, again, Gen G still with some control. 100 Thieves may go for one final push. They're eyeing it up, but Major Maniac, who's been a man in great form, 17 and 8, looking to try and find his 18th kill. Not gonna happen just yet.
And right now, 100 Thieves has, what, 3 bodies at the hill to fight for those final 10 seconds. Meanwhile, Gen G has 3 bodies fighting for the rotation. It has been 3 for 3 so far, with Gen G just outright winning the rotation. Now it comes down to a couple gunfights in the hill at first, and well, you got the Sogs, you got the Maddoxes in the hill for one team, the ICR for the other. Slasher's by himself, he can pick up 2, but the help just isn't there. This makes it now 3 for 3. Gen G, well, I was gonna say outright, maybe it's still close, but doing very good on the rotations.
It's still close, but Gen G with the lead, 112 to 40. Let's head over to an Astro Gaming listening with Gen G.
I'm grabbing a kill. I'm grabbing a kill.
Sliding your chance.
War. I have flack on. I'm sliding an outer. I'm sliding an outer.
One mid. One hill. You. One shot mid. Put on tack. There's that mid.
Yeah, put on tag, guys. Good luck, mid. I have blue.
Coming in. Blue dead.
Nice.
Mid.
Going blue. Octane. One shot. Continue.
Red window, guys.
Yeah, watch out, elbow.
I spawned pipe. You guys in the back?
Yeah, we do.
Alright, mid. On top mid.
One shot, top window. Top window weak.
Take a shortcut.
Mid. One shot mid.
Top window. Hide back.
I'm gonna hellstorm.
Go hide.
Hellstorming. I'm not hellstorming. I'm not hellstorming.
Server.
I'm streaking. Stay in the back. I don't see anything. They're all server.
One shot server.
They have 10% ill.
One ring. One is ring.
I can grab it.
That's so challenging. One shot close right. Dodging.
Try to stay up.
I'm here.
Watch out. I can grab it.
I got 10%. All good.
I'm gonna grab it.
I need a close one. Watch out.
That's one out, guys.
One out with it. Hit the back, guys. They're out.
No, they're not. They're not in the back. No,
bro, it didn't get
all good. It's all good. All week. All one shot. Close right. One shot. Close right.
Rotate,
guys.
Rotate.
Still behind.
He's gonna have war at like 34.
Flat on me weak. Or 34, okay.
Like 32, I think.
Push it, bring help you. There's one in the back still.
There's spawning pipes.
One shot going on top line.
Yo, blue up.
Yeah, blue up.
Pushing through.
Blue up. More pipes.
Watch out.
Hold your hands.
Watch the elbow.
You guys grab.
100 Thieves have done a good job to bring this down to just less than a 20-point game. Octane goes big with his tempers. He earns himself some streaks. We see a wasted grab slam from Gen G, and now all of a sudden, in the new hill time, 100 Thieves are there.
It's the grab slam. They got nothing for Gen G. The War Machine also the same. So it's the Octane bailout mode. He's already got a bunch of streaks. He got more players working on some new. And frankly, Octane might just overlap. He's hanging outside the hill. Priest leading the charge. Well, isn't pulling the trigger right now on the grab slam, but the fire break is going to be out as well. It's going to be enabled. Just get shut down. Punched in the back. Gen G, well, the lead wasn't theirs for a couple seconds, but they take it right back.
Yep. With a Tempest as well, if he wants to use it. Now Priest is going to use the grab slam here. He was actually able to find two before he fell. 135, 125, still advantage Gen G. 15 seconds left of this hill. And as you can see, still heavily contested. Kenny will find one more. Meanwhile, on the rotation, it's Mox that wins the gunfight. Trades are there. Teammate Slasher ready to go. 1v2 fight for him momentarily. Buys a little bit of time for some teammates. And 100 Thieves, the first to the new hill, but how much time are they going to be able to get?
Well, it's been a struggle for them to win the rotation battle, and now that they finally do, the streaks are going to force them back. So Gen G, again, you get that advantage with the streaks on early, but of course Octane might want to invest one back, so he picks up at least one with the lightning strike. But Gen G still fighting inside the hill, really outside of one miraculous play from Octane. Gen G has had full control of this game, and they're trying to get it right back, but Octane, well, it's also the team killer, self-kill that comes in. The Hellstorm's going to pick up some. Priesta able to get two, and 100 Thieves back on board.
That's a big break, and this is big scrap time. What else will they be able to get? Major Maniac has used his lightning strike. They still have one more in the hands of Nagafen, as well as a handful of specialists at their disposal. Priest has done so well just to stay alive. A heal would probably be a good idea when it comes up. There it is. 100 Thieves should claim the final 10 seconds. And chance, we may have a lead change.
Gonna have the third or fourth one of the game, and you talk about rotations. Once again, it seems like more Gen G bodies get to the hill quicker, but 100 Thieves does have a bit of a pinch getting set up. Doesn't last very long, though. Envoy wins the difficult gunfight on Kenny. And that means Gen G gets there first. They have the Tempest as well. Keep in mind, Priesta, he's gonna be thinking about the grab slam, but he connects with nothing.
Oh, that's two wasted grab slams so far. War Machine is out for Major Maniac. A team kill comes through. Now it's gonna get scrappy. Envoy in the hill. He'll find two. Gen G stabilized for now. We're good for at least another 10 plus seconds before a contest from 100 Thieves is going to come through. They just need to make sure they win these following gunfights. The rotation they've been so good on has been from P1 to P2, and that's why they could essentially try and kill this game. But Nagafen calls in the lightning strike. He'll go down. Teammates pick up the gunfights, though, so the time should be safe.
Yeah, it seems unfortunate with the lightning strike team kill or self-kill, but it doesn't make too much of a difference. I think I hear a vision ball somewhere on their map. It looks like Mox wants to use it even on first just to help with the rotation, so it's a bit of a twofold usage. But despite the vision, teammates teammates don't win many of the gunfights, but they're at least able to secure those spawns. So we go back into second, where 100 Thieves last time had success, but it was because of the Tempest from Octane, which does not exist for the Hill. So now Gen G looking to try to get at least 30, 45 seconds on board.
I mean, you talk about what does exist for 100 Thieves in terms of specialists, not that much. Kenny is close to a crash. Envoy has pulled out Firebreak once again. The Purifier is out. Is it going to connect with anything? Oh, there's the first. Can he find one more? Yes, he can. A good hold again from Gen G as they start to build that lead.
Yeah, this second hill has just been about as close to perfect as you could ask again outside of that second set of rotations. And right now, 100 Thieves, they're debating on whether or not they want to push for it. A couple players moving around mid because Mox is just drawing all the attention his direction. Meanwhile, you got Envoy the Purifier still picking up kills. That's going to be a 5-man wipe for Gen G. And look who wins the foot race to next. 100 Thieves don't get any of that old scrap time. They don't win the rotation. And even if they get more bodies here, they're not going to have the spawn. So Mox, his job is just stay alive.
Well, now they know he's there, though. Octane's going to call for at least a little bit of help, but Havoc is in hot pursuit. Doesn't matter. Mox doesn't even need the assistance, or does he? A big challenge for Priest that comes through. Now it's Envoy's turn to trade. 100 Thieves have the early time on the hill, and finally they lock in the spawns. The deficit is a big one. 235 to 164. 100 Thieves have to contest, but they have to win the fights that follow. Enable desperately trying to pick up a multi-kill.
Only able to find one. The contest is still in. Only 12 seconds away for Gen G. And there's the 4-man wipe. Enable falls. No saving grace here. Priesta can't find anything. It's got to be a sprint. Luckily, they have the back spawns, but they got to get there fast. And they're getting, well, potentially slayed out before they get there. 248. The stack is in. 3 bodies inside for 100 Thieves. Not out of it yet. Seeing if they can hold on. And it looks like that first wipe is in. And now they have to be perfect.
This is getting a little chaotic, and I think Gen G recognize that they can play for chaos here. Envoy tries to fly forward, a team kill comes through for Gen G. It's 2 more points, and that'll be that. A triple kill from Havoc with the grab slam. Gen G remain perfect in hardpoint, and admittedly, Chance, we haven't seen them that much on Alpha. We haven't really even seen them that much on Bravo. It's been a relatively under the radar event, but if they're bringing that passion, that gameplay, that fire, who knows how far they could go.
And this is why I think it's too early to give 100 Thieves that best respawn team, best hardpoint team in the game, because Gen G is here, and that was a masterclass of frequency hardpoint. The only life that we ever saw for 100 Thieves was when Octane had to pick up 4 or 5 with the Tempest. But it was also because Gen G wasn't getting great specialist usages early on.
Right.
The first War Machine got nothing. The first Grab Slam got nothing. But they were doing so well, they get them a second time. Everything that could have gone right for them just about did.
Well, for Gen G, they're 1-0 up. Of course, in the past, their success was the search and destroy. Has that been similar here at this event so far?
Well, I would say they started out 11-1, damn near perfect in search. Well, we got more going on because E United at least up 2-0 in the series, but we got a very close control game.
I was going to say, London.
Just started the round.
Reciprocity on the main stage momentarily at least. 2-0 down to E United, but they have a tied game in the control. If there's ever a time Tommy needs the Turtle Gang to step up and give a little bit of assistance, it's probably right now. As E United find themselves a quick couple of kills. There is a Tempest available for Prestini if he wants to try and use it here. Team kill comes through as well. Is that going to be enough for Reciprocity to hang on?
Well, I will say you got to keep in mind Sim does have some score streaks as well, and you would absolutely want to use them to secure an offensive win, especially with 2 ticks already towards B. So honestly, E United's in a pretty fantastic spot, even though Clayster falls. His teammates are surrounded by A, and I think Reciprocity knows you don't want to try to fight for this and throw away lives, because you get close, a BZ might take you down with the grab slam, but A point, 2 ticks in, they're going to get a third. Now you need 1, and you got a Lightning and Hellstorm to make it happen.
Yeah, that's the key. Sim with 2 streaks as well. This is getting scary for Reciprocity. A is gone. B now the target. Stevie with a lot to use. Of course, he does have the Tempest as well, but 3 players go down. Rex survived. Minute 42 on the clock, though, Chance.
And you got E United, I think, trying to pressure out mid a little bit, try to make sure that everyone for Reciprocity, if you get 1 wipe on Rex when they spawn in the back, that's where the streaks make it so easy. But Reciprocity right now, they have all the map pressure in the world. You even got Tommy potentially going on a bit of a full flank to watch some cuts. So E United, before they can even think about a streak, they're going to have to get at least 3 or 4 down, if not more.
And it's important, of course, to hold those defensive rounds. Arsenal control. Dylan will fall, as will Tommy. There's the Lightning used. That's going to give E United license to push forward. But Wuskin's in vent. Can he at least find 1? not going to happen, and now United are just going to fly, recognizing they have full control. The challenge is probably going to come through, and now it's desperation time, or is it? One kill comes through, Tommy looking to find another, 4 dead, Reciprocity survive.
And that just shouldn't happen from the United camp, but that is Reciprocity going beyond huge. The nades obviously being a huge part of that. Well, United, they use the lightning strike to get control. They're back in the exact same spot. Reciprocity just trying to shove it in their faces.
10-9, Abeezy's going to try and get himself a double. Tempest was out, and Tempest will be shut down. It was Dylan that invested it. Rec do have an advantage. 3 more players go down for E United. Reciprocity desperately hanging on, but keep your eyes on number 5. It's Prestini trying to make the play. Dylan spots him out. He falls, and now E United down to their final 4 lives. Reciprocity with a big advantage to try and go 2-1 up here in game 3 and start a potential fairy tale comeback.
As long as Reciprocity plays their lives well, this round should be all but theirs. A lot of pressure you have to go up. Persini is able to find 2, and well, might have another player in between, but Tommy at least takes 1 with them. You got a 2v4, 10 seconds to get there. Simp on the flank though, is able to get inside. The Sun's gonna slow Persini down, but Simp might be able to help, but it all comes down to him. Dylan finds him, shuts him down, and Rec gets that win. Well, round win.
Stay alive, yes, the round win, 2-1 up in their control. We'll keep you updated with how that game goes. Of course, the match on the main stage, though, 100 Thieves versus Gen G. As it stands, Gen G with the advantage, 1-0 up in the series. They're looking forward to a search and destroy. Curious to see how the rest of this series is going to go.
Well, I think if you look at the tournament performances so far, obviously we were talking about Gen G was undefeated in hardpoint. They were 5-0, obviously now 6-0. But 100 Thieves, that was also their bread and butter. They were 6-1, obviously now 6-2. But for 100 Thieves, they're S&D 2-2, Control 2-2. So they're definitely a solid team. They absolutely had very difficult competition. Obviously, Optic Gaming took them down. But that means I think 100 Thieves, the pressure is on. You saw Mud Dog talking about how it's been a very solid game mode for them here. Well, Gen G, we'll see if they can improve upon that as well.
Don't worry if you're a Gen G fan, 100 Thieves fan, you don't miss anything. First round of game 2 underway. And it's Octane and that sniper. I'm telling you, I had the displeasure of playing against him so many times, and when he has a sniper rifle out, man, he just simply doesn't miss. He really is a fantastic talent with the sniper in hand. He's going to give 100 Thieves a 1-man advantage thanks to that first blood, but, well, I guess there goes the advantage.
You got a lot of, it's Havoc sniping as well. I assumed it was going to be Nagafen. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was both. Envoy finds the kill. Major Maniac finds the kill. Priesta, best of luck. You might have one if you can shoot a player in the back, and, well, you might have to do it in the front now, make it a 1v3.
Oh, he checks bomb.
The bomb isn't down yet.
Oh, well, that's a sniper shot right at him. He goes for the challenge on Mox, recognizing, though, that the 3 players aiming at him. Somehow Priesta is still alive. Reach out comes through. Havoc shuts him down. Gen G continue the momentum from hardpoint into the search and destroy. They'll take the early lead.
It would probably make more sense to Havoc picked up the snipe off of Nagafen instead of maybe a double snipe class coming out, and you see the SOG on his back right there, which gives you the answer. But if Nagafen can't do it, 1 player on his team, because any of them can, will try to get some work done and some nice plays coming out. Keep in mind the last 2 times these teams faced off, or the last time they faced off, it was a round 11 on payload that we saw.
Like that. Last time you told me an interesting stat, the same scoreline came through in our search and destroy. That was earlier on. Thieves United.
And the grand finals, whoever the teams are, will also be game 5, round 11. I'll get the juju out now.
Double best of 5?
Double best of 5. Sure.
Somewhere, Clint and Merc are smiling.
We'll hope for it.
Love a double best of 5. That'd be pretty intense. We had it last time in the United Kingdom. Will we see it again here? Well, round number 2, Priesta with the first blood. This goes down. Octane has done so well just to stay alive. It's a 5v3, and now Octane with some information. There's 2 players chasing, trying to make sure he doesn't fall off the map there. Does stay alive. Now it's Nagafen's turn to try and at least give Gen G something to work with this round. He's unable to do so. 2v5. Havoc and Envoy still up.
It's just looking like a nice bounce back round from 100 Thieves, just winning all the individual gunfights and the players getting shot in the back. Well, just able to stay alive. Havoc is right in the thick of things. He's got a couple players nearby, above him, people planting bombs, and his teammates come to work. He might have 2 players right in front, but he's not able to finish the second, and his teammate falls as well. 100 Thieves, no mistakes made that round. Very convincing bounce back, and when all things said or done, 1-1.
Man, that's the 100 Thieves you're used to seeing. No mistakes whatsoever. They use their numbers to give them more numbers. Smart play from Octane as well earlier on, staying alive in the round. Something tells me I don't think the London crowd has quite forgiven LG for earlier result, but either way. Back to this, 1-1. And I have some great news for the home crowd. Reciprocity have just beaten United in that control, so they stay alive in their first map. Again, we'll keep you updated with all of that. Octane looking for the first pick during round 3.
2 for 2 is 100 Thieves with first blood so far. If anyone's gonna get the next one, it would be Octane, but well, Nagafen disagrees at times, but all things equal, the bomb is actually moved up towards, and I think that player might be thinking about the plan of not just laying down to try to make something happen, but Slasher eventually makes the read. Octane with the hit marker, but first blood nonetheless the way of 100 Thieves.
The 5 versus 3. We're still looking to try and make something happen. Octane still up top with the sniper rifle. Kenny down to 1 shot, has to go for the reach out. Teammate, of course, had the gunfight. Now 4 versus 2. Envoy and Mox still alive for Gen G, but for how long? Enable shuts down Envoy. Mox for the 1v4. And it's done.
Yeah, no 1v4s here. I don't think either one of these teams will make a mistake of that size, and that is now 100 Thieves again. 3 for 3 on those first bloods. I think even the series we casted over them earlier.
They were so efficient at it.
Even against United, there was a couple rounds that got away from them, but consistently the first bloods, consistently with the advantage.
And that's something that I know Merck was talking about, the analysts were talking about. When you watch them play, they're so efficient at moving around the map. Very rare to see them make mistakes.
Of course, you just get first bloods on players that Nagafen might not have been planning. He might have just been laying down hoping for a pick, but either way, found himself in a bad spot up towards that B site. Now back on offense with a map spread like this is 100 Thieves saying we will buy Octane or someone time to try to get that first blood. Of course, I don't think anyone for Gen G wants to deal with the pressure of Octane over towards B just yet. The player's just going to be dancing around, but 100 Thieves happy to be patient.
Five v 4. Seems 100 Thieves fans have woken up.
Hex walked in the building.
Oh, it's Hector. Oh, there he is. Octane, gonna try and find a pick. Not gonna happen. And Kenny somehow produce a moment of magic. Bear in mind, 100 away from streaks is now a 2 versus 3. It's possible here, Chance. Did you play for the streaks? Did you play for the round?
You go for both. I think you got Enable with the bomb, so you can just kind of risk his life to see if you can get the plant on a little bit time to work with. But I think in their mind, they just want to bait for Kenny as hardcore as possible. So there's your answer of what 100 Thieves is going for. But Gen G, 4 seconds left. Major Maniac finds 1 kill. Kenny just going to play his life. But of course, just 100 off. We already know what we're going to be looking for in this next round.
Yep, absolutely right. Back and forth search so far. A hard point close as well. Gen G have been magnificent here in London. And they're not slowing down in this winner's bracket. Of course, this winner's bracket semi-final. You win, you advance to the winner's bracket final, which will be tomorrow, Championship Sunday. Could be in for a fantastic day of games tomorrow. 2-2. Heading into round number 5. Nagafen will have bomb, but as you so rightfully said, Chance, this is all Kenny.
Taking a Maddox towards outskirts. You might have a player just going to shoulder peek a couple times, but don't expect Major Maniac to over-challenge and make a mistake. And of course, Octane's still going to look and see if he can find anything. But 100 Thieves, they didn't get enough information, or maybe they did. As Octane wraps, so does that bomb over towards the B site. Obviously, last time Gen G, the player got picked off the bomb as he tried to move forward. They definitely know that players are nearby, but actually top catwalk, everyone's just surging forward. Gen G wants to pressure the sniper, take him down. The trades are not in quick enough. Envoy able to find one on the way. The Sog surging forward. Enable reads it. The nades are there. Everything's there. 100 Thieves feel forced to back up in their spawn. Finally, Gen G slows the pace down.
And bear in mind, throughout all of that commotion, Kenny has stayed alive. Still 100 points, all that is needed here. For Gen G, they will need to plant the bomb. 29 seconds left. If you're Slasher, you'd love to let the bomb go down and then somehow find a way of setting your teammate up for some success. It's not going to happen, but Slasher's in a 1v2, and Slasher makes it look easy.
Big plays coming out of Slasher. He had many a two pieces in the first map, but the supporting cast a little bit farther behind. But it's not just him, it's Enable had a big one of his own, picking up the 2 kills before the nade finishes the job. So under Thieves, perfect response to the pressure that Gen Z tried to pour on them. That was a very solid round to get.
And still relies heavily on Slasher making the play at the end, but managed to do so. And 100 Thieves back with the advantage in the search and short. 3-2 now. And the score, of course, they go back onto the attack as well. And we'll see defensively Havoc thinking about maybe trying to make a play. Spots out and sniffs 100 Thieves. Wise, he tries to play his life, but Priester will shut him down. So, one-man advantage in favor of 100 Thieves again. And to your point, when they have these advantages, chances rare they throw them away.
Mox doing a very smart thing to back all the way up though, because mid was open just for a moment when Havoc falls. Envoy though gets picked off by an ICR, and the 5v4 has turned into even more players falling one by one. Nagafin though trying to make things a little bit interesting, and he's able to find 2 with the help of Mox, but now players are flanking. Nagafin's got to sprint forward.
No.
Mox is still there for the help. Now all of a sudden it's 2v2. Nagafin with the strike is on another level. Him and Mox going beyond huge for the team. That was perfect.
Gen G in a horrible spot, and what a fantastic play.
And you talk about using your lives efficiently. A lot of players with the ICR, like in the position Mox was in, they would just hold outskirts and hope their teammates get back to mid fast enough to watch it. He backs all the way up, and then him and Nagafen just keeping each other alive. Nagafen dancing in between players of 100 Thieves. That is natural chemistry. You barely have time to call out. That is reactionary from 2 players, and that was done expertly.
Knowing your teammates' traits, and Gen G tie things up 3-3, and that could be a round which maybe starts a snowball effect here for Gen G.
I was going to say, they did it expertly, and the 100 Thieves also botched it. So yeah,
Yes,
a little bit of column A, a little bit of
did.
column B, but when all said and done, we do have a tied game at 3-3.
It was almost one of those moments where it's like, hey, we have a 2-man advantage, just fly at him.
And he's got a strike.
Just fly at him, right? He has a pistol. Oh, wait, I'm dead. You're dead? Oh, it's 2v2, guys. You might want to, oh, you're dead? Oh, 1v2. Yeah, things can change very quickly. That's for sure. Yes.
They have no idea.
I was going to say, unexpected flank from Major Maniac. It finds 1. How much more damage can he do?
Well, this is just hugely problematic for 100 Thieves. When you get a guy that's already cleared out your top catwalk, that is a major power position not available to you. But Major Maniac maybe caught him between a couple players. The pressure is on, able to win 1, has the help. Mox and Nagafen looking over. All of a sudden, Slasher by himself and gone. That was at least 2 ICRs on the map looking over Major Maniac, who again secured the power position. And I will say something extra that I like from him. He didn't take that gunfight to the first guy to shoot in the back right away. He tried to line it up to make sure he could get 2, but the second player did get away in time. But the details that Gen G at times pour into their gameplay.
It's small, but it's beautiful, right?
Yeah, even when it doesn't work, it's just attempts like that that just, when they connect, set you above and beyond.
And that's why they're starting off this run, and that's exactly the reasons you've called them to potentially win a championship sometime this season. You thought maybe last event, maybe it's this event. Mox with the streak though, only at 3-3 as well, so.
That all the EKIAs from Nagafen. That round, they literally had like 5 on the map for each of them.
Impressive stuff. Very impressive indeed. He's actually gonna ping the Lightning. Priester with the first blood. Lightning doesn't come through, but you have all the information on where 100 Thieves are trying to attack from. Well, Nagafen find a pick, level things up. Bear in mind, he's 200 points away from streaks of his own.
Well, remember what I said last time about having that power position secured when you're on the offensive side of things? This makes it incredibly difficult for Gen G, even if the flank is wide open. Havoc is so far away from clearing everything out that 100 Thieves has a little bit of time to kind of do whatever they want, but I think they're expecting the pressure from the flank a lot quicker than it's coming. Envoy, well, doesn't connect with the nade, but dodges one of his own.
Envoy now being pressed. 2 plays in front of him. Nagafen has the crossfire as well, so if the push does come through, he should be able to at least land some shots. There's the first. Can they find a second kill? Mox in a 1v3 on his side, and that's unfortunate. Terribly rough spot to be in. Envoy's done well to stay alive. Again, it is a 4 versus 3 in favor of 100 Thieves.
And they got to get the bomb down.
This is the play, though. This flank.
They got to get the bomb down, but now Havoc's up top. If he just kills this guy off bomb and his teammate stays alive, that might be the play. Nagafen just wants to stay alive. Havoc just needs to get the timing right. Don't shoot in the back. Go for the guy on bomb. There it is. Only 7 seconds left. Is anyone even nearby to pick it up and play it in time? Priest is going to be close, but Nagafen has the kill. Havoc has the kill up top. The last man standing on bomb cannot connect in a 2v4 where 100 Thieves had a minute and 15 seconds to make something happen, and they never try until there's 16 seconds left on the clock, and Havoc played it again, the details, expertly.
It's these rounds which 100 Thieves cannot let slip. Big man advantages just going to waste. Gen G making them pay for all of their mistakes. As a fan of Search and Destroy, you'll love to see that.
And I'll tell you, for these two teams, for all the series they play, I don't know how many times either team would be able to pull off a reverse sweep. It's incredibly important for 100 Thieves to bounce back. And of course, they're a great control team. Obviously, know they're great at hard point, so it is possible. But that's a very tough task.
Here's the big problem. Gen G, as we said earlier, they haven't lost a hard point yet. So even if that result does come through in a control, then you're still left in a horrible, horrible spot. With more streaks available, one used. Nagafen still has 2 of his own. Priest is going to be caught. 4 versus 4. Gen G just one more round needed. And they will have a 2-0 advantage in this series. We thought it was going to be a nail-biter. We thought it was going to be close. Potential game 5 on the cards, but maybe not.
Feels like sometimes Gen G is just a glitch on the map with the way they play Search and Destroy. Nagafen with that strike, he's got the fastest trigger finger in the West, but the 100 Thieves teammates able to pick up a couple kills, trade out Naga. Kenny just trying to stay alive, but well, as I say, trying to stay alive, he goes to his death. This would be a 2v3 for Gen G.
And this now comes down to Enable to maybe find a pick and try and escape, but they have them pinned. Now Octane trying to push forward. He's going to be isolated in a 1v2. He needs to at least find the first. Does so. Enable a 1 versus 1. 9 seconds on the clock. Going up against Major Maniac from Gen G. Bomb planted today. Enable spots him. Shots go down. Dancing and darting with death. Enable challenges, and Major Maniac wins the gunfight. Gen G 2-0 up in a winner's bracket semifinal. One more map for them.
Then they are 14-1 in map count in this tournament so far. They have been incredible in Respawn. They have been incredible at Surge. This is a team, man. This is a team that could go all the way, but if there's a team that could pull off a reverse sweep, that could bounce back. 100 Thieves is obviously at the top of that list as well.
Well, this is where you have to stay composed, but here's a look at that game on Bravo. Reciprocity, we're 2-0 down to E United. Tournament life on the line. One of Europe's top prospects here in London. Lose and go home, but they clutched up in game 3. Now here in game 4, they have themselves a nice, juicy lead. 235 to 183. 4 seconds left on Lambeau Hill for E United now. You need to play perfectly, and Shawnee has a streak.
And we watched United on this hill so many times get their early rotation, never held it a single time. 100 Thieves just broke it like butter, and now Shawnee's got double streaks to make it happen. Here's the lightning, clear them out. You just need 10 more seconds, and well, you'll force the game number 5.
Bear in mind, the Hellstorm could be used here. Shawnee, a fantastic map, 31-19. Reciprocity's lead, slowly but surely, starting to dwindle away. Can E United do it? Can they silence the London crowd? Shawnee finds one, falls. A great hold from E United. 5 players from Reciprocity go down. Again, you still have a Hellstorm to use here. You just cannot afford to feed streaks to E United.
I was thinking burn it right away, but he doesn't. Also with the War Machine, Dylan might get the Tempest, but now with kills like that, United first job is done. They cannot lose it on this hill. It all comes down to Rock. United has a ton to deal with, but now so does Reciprocity. You already got one streak on board for 6.
It's all Shawnee. It's all Shawnee on the other side of the map, and he's lost the fight. He's lost the fight. No one else from Reciprocity has rotated. Shawnee now, he almost has to use his Hellstorm straight off spawn. He's going to go for just that. Can Reciprocity clutch up in the final few moments? Hill's going to be contested. Now Sip, the worst case scenarios come true. He's earned himself some streaks. 240, 241. 2 players go down. There's one player from Rec in a position to try and make a play. Shawnee finds the pick, but E United, they've done it. A huge comeback from them. They were down, but not out. And Reciprocity, they're going home.
Just like that, Ben. It comes down to the wire. You think you got the Hellstorm, you got the Lightning to break a hill. Doesn't happen. What does E United earn? Arciti's picked up a Lightning. Simp had one of his own, and that is just a very tough loss. You go from top 3 to whatever the hell they ended up finishing.
Yeah, very tough. Their key to success was Game 5 Search and Destroys. You can't win them if you don't get there, that's for sure. But back to the game on main stage, 100 Thieves Gen G. Let's take a look at our Scuff Gaming play of the game. You already know what this is. You already know what this is. Nagafen, the pistol, his teammates, the 2v4. It was just beautiful to watch.
There's one. You already see Kenny tagged up. There's number 2. The help from Mox stays alive, getting shot in the back. Looking for number 3. Has the help from Mox. One of them got it, but the 4th was all Nagafen. There's 4. And they even cleaned up the 5th guy. I think Mox got him. That is a 2v5 with a pistol and an ICR. Granted, if anyone wants the strife in their hands, it's Nagafen. He's the first one to go for it. Yep. But that is just unacceptable for one team, phenomenal for the other.
Well, Gen G find themselves 2-0 up. One more map, and they book their spot into the Winners Bracket final tomorrow on Championship Sunday. That's everything from myself and Chance for now. We'll be back after this with Game 3.
The Call of Duty World League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, the official beverage of the CWL. Scuff Gaming, the official controller of the CWL. And TCL, America's fastest growing TV brand.
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Level up the game.
Shout out to our stage host, Martin, who managed to get the Icelandic clap going during that commercial break. It was a little trolled by the wonderful London crowd here for a little bit, but managed to get it going towards the end.
I really like British people.
You like British people?
I really like British people.
I told
British
you
people
my
are
people are
amazing.
great.
Like, I've always been like a mean, kind of sarcastic guy, and this is like the epitome. Like, it's all in good fun. It's completely in jest, but like, I'm loving it. I just had more fun like in between the games than I had for the actual search map. And the search map was great. Like, it was a great map. We saw some crazy stuff, but I don't know. I'm digging the fans so far, Ben.
Yeah, told you they wouldn't let you down. Fantastic atmosphere here in the Copper Box Arena. Here's a look at how the series has gone so far. 251.72 was the hardpoint frequency. A payload, search and destroy, 6-3 victory for Gen G. Now a frequency control. Chance, is this where 100 Thieves turn things around?
Well, I mean, one thing you always like to do is look at their map count records at the tournament. 100 Thieves 2-2, but Control's always been a great game mode.
Yep.
Things look like they're going up. On the other side, though, Gen G 4-0, undefeated. They are still 14-1 in map count, Ben.
I feel like if Gen G do 3-0 100 Thieves here, at that point,
that's a statement.
At that point, you're very, very scared if you're playing against this Gen G squad. That's for sure. Already, though, 2 ticks in towards A. Gen G's going to have one more dash attempt at it, and tell you what, Major Maniac's done well. How well can he do? Well, there's a double, and there's a decap now buying time. He's looking for one more, finally falls. Contest comes through, Havoc with a shot punch. He eventually falls. Now it's Nagafen from mid-map, trying to put the K into some good use. Kenny finally shuts him down, and hopefully, Chance, that's the A cap.
Yeah, and Gen G is definitely going to be a team that's happy to use the the KN, excuse me. They also like the ICR, but you might expect to see the KN on this map quite a bit. Just something to keep in the back of your mind, the success those players can have. But right now, a lot of defensive control for the side of Gen G, but when players are getting spawn killed, well, the reinforcements need to come in. Major Maniac at least able to get one with the nade. Nagafen's able there for the cleanups, and now it's just trades on trades. Enable trying to play his life, because him and Slasher, this is 100 Thieves saying, we just want to kill you relentlessly.
They recognize how much time there is on the clock. Minute 44. They already have a 5 life advantage. Why not try and make it as brutal as possible? Finally, Slasher decides to put a bit of pressure up towards the hill, but shot from the side. Gonna let his teammate clean that up. Pressure still coming through. First tick is good. What more can they get?
And this is honestly just perfect decision making from 100 Thieves. Go for the spawn kills as soon as they stabilize a little bit. Well, now they're spawning so far away, the point should be open, but the reinforcements for Gen G are here. Keep in mind though, they are down 2 lives, but Nagafen surging forward, has a little bit of help, has a pretty insane hip fire kill on Kenny as well. And Gen G able to stave off another push. But 100 Thieves playing their lives pretty well so far, still with the 2 life advantage.
Gen G's done well to make it just a 2 life advantage. They were down 5 a few moments ago. Here comes another push from 100 Thieves. It's met by Major Maniac. First line of defense, Enable goes down, but it's nothing but a trade. More trades coming through, and 100 Thieves just can't manage to produce that moment of control magic you know you've seen them do so far throughout this season. Nagafen now just 300 points away from streaks, and the deficit is at 2.
He's thinking about it, but he's also got the
that's
SOG. He's
lucky.
looking for the stun, and the team kill comes in. You hate to see it, but 100 Thieves, well, they simply love it. Still got to deal with Envoy mid-map, but no respawns remaining. This would be a 4v8 if Gen G pull it off.
I love this from Envoy. He recognizes, well, hold on, let me just try and push straight through. Put pressure on the spawn. No respawns left. He will at least take one down with him. It's a 3 versus 6. Nagafen's hit through mid-map. He's going to find one. There's 2. 2 versus 4. This is still possible for Gen G. They're going to need to play it perfectly, and for 100 Thieves, you can take your time. Almost becomes a round of search and destroy, but that's good news for Gen G because they clutch many of those 2v4s. Major Maniac able to find one, but Octane with the double.
That was clean. Enable was the information guy. Knows that they haven't crossed over towards the hill. They can't be in cages. You know where to look, and well, we saw a 2v4 and a 2v5 in the search, but not the same story in control. And again, it comes down to some of the decision making from 100 Thieves, right? Going for those spawn kills, getting that life advantage, and then as soon as you lose the pressure for the spawn kills, well, the point's going to be open, you get a couple ticks on board, and then the pressure eventually is just too much. You suffocate your opponent.
Good way to start game 3 for 100 Thieves. By no means was it dominating, but it's a round win, and they'll take that at this point. 2-0 down in the series, Enable 2-10 away from streaks. We mentioned earlier on in the day just how much of an impact he had as an individual. He was playing unbelievably well.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic Saturday, but obviously down 2-0. Needs to even pick it up
Great
more if he
read.
can, but able to pick up 2 kills, needs 10 points. Get a bullet in a player, back away, use your teammates, but he's gonna fall. Nagafen able to find 2. And this, of course, means that a lot of pressure towards A. I don't even think 100 Thieves will take another crack at it, but a couple players surging forward. Maybe they want to make the attempt, but might just be feeding themselves to the grinder. Kenny falls off the map. You're just a millimeter away. Eventually clearance is there, and while they do that, while they fall off the map, not only are they down by 5 lives, they just fed streaks.
Now it's 100 Thieves' turn to try and defend off Gen G. And we'll send it over to an Astro Gaming listed with 100 Thieves.
Come on our side. Come on our side.
Outer.
3 and 4 and 4 and
4 in there. One guy went top mid. He's sitting
on
on the railing top mid.
Outer on the block.
Box dead.
Oh, steady maybe.
Look, holding outer. I'm holding outer.
Outer dead. Their side.
I'm one shot.
Cadis, Maniac 25 from Cadis.
I'm just looking at your
Outer.
Hellstorm. Box one shot. One there and one outer point.
Outer, having one guy.
Their side outer.
Grab a top mid.
I can't see him. He's their side outer. Mox is their side outer. Mox is weak.
Outer point. Give it up.
He has ward. Fall flag. Alright, I'll go.
Well, game tied 1-1, but Chance, you noticed the really important part maybe of that communication.
I mean, yeah, he's calling out like he has war towards the end, but the one thing I never heard is I don't think they said anything about the streaks. Now, granted, Naga did get it a couple seconds before the listen-in, so they may have said it, but there wasn't a consistent call-out. There wasn't a lot of game planning and saying, hey, how do we want to burn him? So they might not know. Because I think Nagafen did it with just a 6 spree. It might have been just close enough to slip under the radar.
Could potentially be a trick card for Nagafen. That's round number 3 underway. Pressure over towards A's. Definitely going to be the game plan for 100 Thieves as it gets contested. What is there available to use? Well, so far, don't have to worry too much about that because all the gunfights. 1 for 100 Thieves. That's 3. 4 go down. Tick number 1 is good. Number 9 on the minimap concedes mid-map. Looks like he's going to try and push up towards elbow through B. And this is where maybe this round you might think about using that Nagafen streak. Not maybe now, but as the round develops.
Of course, you might even want to see if you get a little bit closer on the lives, but almost certainly if you get any clearance over towards B, you're going to want to pop it. But again, 100 Thieves, same thing, going for the spawn kills. It's Major Maniac in the back. He can find one, but yeah, Magic gets traded. Enables there for Kenny looking for spawn kills. Envoy has 2 players to deal with. The kill feed, nothing but red. 100 Thieves are up. 9 lives make it 10 already. You're spawning in the back, getting killed 2 seconds after you're alive. You talk about a round you expect 100 Thieves to win. That is about as good as it could possibly get, to the point where Nagafen doesn't even want to use the streak. There's no point. You just assume you lost. That's how bad that was.
The damage was done. Kenny played that so well. Even if Gen G survive and manage to decap the 3rd tick, it doesn't matter. That round is done and dusted. Over a 10 life advantage. 100 Thieves, 2 experience. They would have simply traded out as 100 Thieves go 2-1 up.
And that's insane. With that level of speed, that is an insane round for them to get. I guess you'd want to take a silver lining for Gen G. You didn't really give them too many specialists to build up here because that ended too fast, but at the same time, it seemed like they just really got caught off guard with how quickly 100 Thieves was there.
It's how they played Control.
It's how they played it the first time as well, just like 2 rounds ago, but Gen G maybe a little bit caught with their pants down either way. They need to try to bounce back after a devastating round like that. Keep in mind, Naga, of course, still with that lightning.
Heading into round number 4 now for Gen G. They'll try and tie things up. You have Nagafen's Tempest, Havoc's close to a Grab Slam, Envoy close to Crash, Major Maniac with a War Machine. On the flip side, for 100 Thieves, they have everything outside of the Vision Pulse and the War Machine. Early on, pressure coming over towards B. Octane not going to win that fight. He's still with a Grab Slam, maybe to use, but a flank should be enough. Teammates secure the kills. The 2nd tick not going to come through.
It's a very good bounce back right there for 100 Thieves. Another round that they put themselves in a very good position. Gen G just looking for any kills they can find before they start pushing up around this map. Kenny, well, looking for what he can find. The stun might have hit both, but Envoy is able to get the job done. That's 3 kills their way. Slasher inside with the ICR. Just trying to keep these players at bay, but the double challenge is in. They're able to take him down. They get clearance toward the A side. Octane, though, able to pick up 2 with the Tempest, but he does fall.
That's a double for Priesta. Beautifully done. 100 Thieves now with a 4 life advantage. Make that 5 as Envoy drops. With 44 seconds left, now Nagafen may almost be forced to use this lightning strike.
Trophy's out of the way. All the players lining up. It's good enough to take Slasher down. They're able to get away from Octane. You don't have to peek the ICR. You just need to keep him at bay because it's, well, just 2 bodies inside the hill. They got players watching either side. And Nagafen, well, he's got to deal with a player going for the spawn kill, try to shoot him in the back. And, well, here's the move.
Oh, it's a beautiful bait and switch. Beautifully done. Is B going to be kept up? But you can't leave it too soon, and they do. Now the contest comes through at the very end. Still contested. Havoc has to win the 1v1. He does. And barely do they cap B.
And that is the beauty of fast mags as well. Granted, the B-Town is going to help, but actually they're over here so fast. I thought maybe spawn kills, but now you want to see, do you just hold on to it if you got it? The grab slam is 100% going to be the play if they get close, but they didn't go fast. Havoc gets caught off guard, so now you want to burn the War Machine to keep him away, but Slasher has one of his own, gets inside. It's going to be chaos in the hill.
And 100 Thieves have the life advantage, 13-9. Slasher looking for one more. He's going to fall. It's Nagafen with a triple. Nagafen is taking control of the game right at the very end. The third tick is good. Gen G send it to a round 5.
And that got nerve-wracking. Havoc getting very trigger happy on the gravity slam. He doesn't burn it, but he sprints into 4 players not moving.
But saving grace, he knew Nagafen was going to get a 3B, so he saved the grab slam.
100%. Yeah. Easy to predict those. You pull out the War Machine, but Slasher has a better one. But when all said and done, you burn the War Machine, you still have the grab slam, and he forced round 5. The problem is, we're going into an offensive round for 100 Thieves where they have steamrolled.
There's some Gen G fans here in London. They've been loud all throughout the series. As now, the bigger thing to really worry about, the lightning strike. And Nagafen close to maybe another lightning strike as well.
Well, 2 players nearby. Havoc, well, decides not to use the grab slam. Probably would have only picked up 1. I think Priesta was trying to bait it out. Of course, Priesta, well, not only is he bait, he also just straight up kills 2 players by himself. Now this is, again, another aggressive push. It has been time and time again, 100 Thieves. They cap that 8 point first, and they set up for the spawn kills. By the way, Nagafen, 75 off streaks.
Use the lightning to get another lightning. You're going to give your team information. You could find yourself a couple of kills. Map control. A lot could go right, but the grab slam comes through from Havoc. There's 2. Havoc looking for the third, connects. He does go down, but he's bought his teammates time, and now Nagafen's going for the flank. You can even use the Tempest. You have so much available here for Nagafen to use, but I think he's bottled it. He has. Enable finds the kill. Kenny with a double. For me, that could be the play which bites Gen G in the ass.
Major Maniac able to pick up 2. Every 2 piece is going to be massive. And of course, Havoc, well, just needs to stay alive. Players coming from mid, might shoot it from up top. That's Priesta. This is the move where Nagafen is forced to burn the lightning. He's inside. And keep in mind, Priesta at least got a lightning of his own before he died. He got both.
There is still a Tempest available. Priesta with the grab slam. He could just choose to try and find Major Maniac off spawn if he wants. He's going to slow down the Hellstorm. That should find 1. No, it hits the roof. And that's going to give Gen G a potential lifeline to try and contest this hill. There's the Tempest out. Octane goes down. Hill contested, but the lightning strike comes through from Priesta. It shuts down the Tempest, but the grab slam for Priesta may be just enough. Mox has to try and stay alive. Havoc coming from mid-map. The second tick's not going to come through. But the life count, though, Chance, 17-10.
This is just a massive advantage. Priest is gonna call it, able to find 2. Turns on Havoc for the 3rd. 17-6 life advantage, and frankly, Ben, it is all but over. The 3rd tick is gonna be through. The only way to get a reverse sweep is to lose the first 2 maps and go from there. 100 Thieves, well, that's step number 1.
I think Nagafen is gonna go back and look at that moment where he's close to overlapping streak. Should he have maybe used the lightning strike there? Even if he doesn't get a kill with it, he has a Tempest available, 75 points away. More than likely gonna earn another lightning strike, maybe even a Hellstorm missile, but doesn't matter. Potential for the start of a reverse sweep starts after, to your point, a game 3 win.
It's very true, and it's not only, decision making within the game. Everybody's got to look at Mox, I think, 5-16, 5-17, not the best of performances. And you talk about needing to defend over at that B side. It's the ICR player that's got to take command, but never really found his groove on the control. And now we go back into a hard point where, honestly, both teams have been incredible. It's a new map for these 2 teams to be lined up, but 100 Thieves right now 6-2 at this tournament in hardpoint. Of course, Gen G, well, still undefeated at 6-0.
Yep, they've looked fantastic in this game mode, and for 100 Thieves, even if you think back to the first match, Chance, really at no point did it feel like 100 Thieves had control, which is a rare thing when you watch them play hardpoint. Normally they're a team who's on top of their rotations, making the right pushes, but Gen G were rotating so early, winning all the gunfights, they made it look simple.
It was the entire game. Like, you know, Octane again had a big play that kind of maybe gave them a little bit of light, but that was the only shining light that 100 Thieves had for the entire game. Now, it is worth pointing out, I don't know exactly how the pick and bans went. For all we know, that's Gen G's preferred map. They wanted the frequency, and maybe the map number 4, which I think was going to be, it's Gridlock. Maybe that's the 100 Thieves wanted to play. So if you want to look at the advantage swing in that direction, maybe this was as expected of a series.
So what are you thinking? Game 5?
I'm thinking game 5.
Thinking game 5? All right, I wouldn't mind a game 5 as well. Had one yesterday. A 3-0 earlier on to start the day was pretty dull, to be honest, but maybe 100 Thieves can try and force us all the way to that game 5. The Gen G fans, I'm sure, would very much prefer just to close it out here.
Well, should we even see that game number 5, we'll finish things on, can't even read my own handwriting. I really can't remember. I thought it was going to be Arsenal, but I don't know what that is. So if we get to a game 5, it will definitely be on a map. Of course, we do have to get there as well, so. You need to translate for me, by the way, when they do chants.
On the bench, when you were, or when he put his phone up to the camera, I was looking down at your messy handwriting, and it's just a scroll. I was trying to read what you wrote. Is it frequency? No, it can't be.
It's definitely not frequency.
Payload?
Payload's not 2?
Payload's not 2. No idea. No idea a chance, but it doesn't matter. Because before we get there, we have to go through map number 4. There's no guarantee we even go to that game 5, because again, to reiterate, Gen G and their hardpoint chance has been fantastic. And I'm curious, just from your perspective, your thoughts, you've obviously been having Gen G in pretty high stock throughout the season. What is it that makes them such a good hardpoint team, in your opinion?
I think it comes down to the details. Like, we saw the details of Search and Destroy where they're doing every single little thing right. That also applies to the hardpoint. So, like, you look at a team like 100 Thieves.
Awesome?
I don't know. Look, we don't have to talk about that, but when I look at a map like Gridlock, I see there's a couple hills where the SOGs kind of dominate, and there's a couple hills where the ARs just reign supreme, right? Like, you want the ARs on the second hill, you want the ARs to get the SOGs close on the bus hill, and so it's all about that coordination of when do you pull out a KN, when do you have the double ICR, do you ever want to pull out 3 SOGs if you got something creative? Probably not that much, but those are the types of situations that Gen G is always at the top of their game. They're always that creative team that will have the right gun for the job. And of course, 100 Thieves is in that exact same conversation for very good reason. But that's just maybe a small part of why Gen G is such a good hardpoint team.
Some good insight. Gen G, 2-1 up in the series. One more map, they go to a winner's bracket final. Top 3 placement. Not on the line here, heading into this map. And one thing's for sure, you want to close it out here. You do not want to allow 100 Thieves to take you to a game 5. That's when things can get maybe a little scary, and you are going on to a game mode which you haven't lost. It was a comfortable map 1 against 100 Thieves as well. Everything going well for Gen G here. Got to close it out in this Gridlock hardpoint.
Well, when you asked me, I said I think we'll see a game 5, but what's your personal opinion, Ben?
Oh, game 5, yeah.
Game 5 right away?
Absolutely.
And it has honestly nothing to do with the players or the teams or anything. It's just that's what we always cast.
That's what we do, you know? We've only had one so far here in London. It just doesn't feel right, Chance. It doesn't feel right. Nagafen, though, with other ideas, that's going to be 3. And he just makes it look so easy. Shot so natural. There's number 4. Nagafen, go for 5. No, swing and a miss.
And that is genuinely the best look of. They always have the right gun for the job. Has the ICR off the rib, finds the SOG, and narrowly gets Kenny for the streaks. Envoy maybe a little bit too slow, but of course he's just coming off respawn. But 100 Thieves, they will be incredibly happy with that kill, shutting Nagafen down in the nick of time. And also, well, they're inside the hill. Final 15 seconds are going to be going their way. Now it's about getting the map control. You can see Gen G, at least a couple players are going to be spawning out. And Kenny, well, he's ahead of the game. He already knows.
Major Maniac, though, is going to have a bit of a scuffle with Enable anytime soon. And there it is, Enable with the easy shot in the back. Major Maniac goes down. But now at least, hardpoint in Gen G's control. Only one player there though, it's Havoc, as 100 Thieves just collapsing in onto Gen G's setup. Saying ring around the rosy, he's on top of you, don't worry. Slasher's there to support, but Slasher goes down. Now you have to try and trade out the kill unsuccessfully. One more player from 100 Thieves going for the flank. This time it's Kenny. And again, they're putting so much pressure on that pitch.
It's a perfect break, honestly. Their biggest flaw they had in frequency is they kept giving up the early rotation, and they never found a way to get through. This time, they take their time, take an extra 10 seconds maybe to start making the moves, and just like dominoes, everyone falls for Gen G one by one. So 100 Thieves have accrued themselves a very solid lead, and they have all the time in the world. Set up the perfect break that you want to get. Everyone for Gen G stacked inside the hill. You got 2 guys going on the flank. You got 2 guys for 100 Thieves that are going to be working their way through Rock, and of course, that third guy that's in the hill, well, he'll be there shortly.
Sasha needs to be careful. Sun comes through, and it's a trade of nades. Hill rotates, and it is Gen G that are set up, trying to just chip away at 100 Thieves' lead. It's about 50 points as it stands, but Enable and Kenny both picking up kills. Is that now the opening they need to break the Gen G setup? Kenny thought about flying through the front door, decides to maybe second guess himself, playing behind tree. There's the legs, and Kenny snips him out.
Yeah, size 12 shoe there for Envoy, so he's able to get found out. Slasher with another pair of kills. Honestly, he was probably the biggest saving grace in the first hard point, because you got to remember, it was Priest and Kenny had a very slow start, but Kenny, not the same story this time around. They have built themselves a very nice lead. Possibly good for the scrap time as well, but surging forward, Mox can find 2. Major Maniac looking for more, and you talk about Kenny picking it up. Well, Octane does too. Both of them on a 5 spree, but both of them shut down by Naga.
It was a late pinch. I don't think Octane would have expected such a late push on towards the hill, but he at least is able to earn a lightning strike, which is going to be so devastating on the first hill. Besides that, you're probably not going to see him invest it anywhere else unless it's later on into the game where it's a desperation play. But 100 Thieves again with early control of the hill in terms of the spawns. Gen G doing their best to control it. You can see Enable spawn out mid-map. Priest with a lot of work to do. Teammates there though, and teammates get the trades.
And this is just brutal, honestly. This is huge for 100 Thieves, because again, with that lightning strike that they have for first, you gotta imagine they're good for 30 points on the first hill, if not more. That's even if they get wiped out towards the end. Now they're fighting on this one to build themselves an 80-point lead at this point. Envoy trying to do what he can. The Sog surging forward underneath. Each pair able to pick up 2 kills. Well, Slasher's the last man standing, but again, I think the job, first set of rotations, massively done for 100 Thieves. Pretty much everything that they could do right, they fix. They break the hills, they have better rotations, and of course the score streak is going to help out as well.
Now you just have to replicate that success, going into the second rotation, and really try and just end this game as quickly as you possibly can, send it to that game 5. Havoc is able to find 1. He is still alive, and Octane's on the new hill, so doesn't have to invest a lightning strike just yet. Maybe he get broken, but he could be thinking about maybe investing it into the third rotation. But if they do get broken quickly, could drop it. But the problem is 100 Thieves, they're winning all the gunfights, so there's simply no need.
I was gonna say Octane would call it on off respawn until his teammates wipe them all out, so he can save it even longer. And this is just another amazing thing going the way of 100 Thieves. The nade is gonna take down 1, but a lot of pressure inside the hill. Enable with the Sog, able to find 1, playing his life. His teammates are there. This is, again, we talk about Map 1, a masterclass from the side of Gen G.
Yeah.
This is the opposite story. 100 Thieves, again, the details have been perfect. Bodies in the hill, and granted, Gen G have the spawns for next, but another situation. You got plenty of time. You get the setup that you want. Priest can flank. Octane can work his way through the front, and once the hill ends, the other 3 can surge forward.
We saw how well they're able to do it in the first rotation. They just collapse in, and they force Gen G to spawn out. Will we see Octane maybe think about investing the Tempest? That is available for him if he wants to, but Kenny's also working towards some streaks of his own. Will he find a kill? He's going to be one shot, connects 30 points away, and I don't know who stopped shooting at Kenny, but he has survived. So he's still working towards his streaks, 30 points all he needs. Player's going to be able to towards Sushi, BKA would do, or, you know, just a wallbang, that works too.
Laser vision is going to hurt, and of course, if Kenny gets streaks, that means Octane can use his here. They are running it up as quickly as possible, pouring it all over Gen G, and there's nothing for him to do. You got a couple players mid-map. That's
More
not the
streaks.
place to be. You want more streaks? You got them. You want to outslay your opponent? You got that. You want everyone positive? Well, Priesta, not quite there, but they're close.
He's down by 3, it's fine. He'll make up for it maybe in the next rotation, but 14 seconds left at the scrap time. 100 Thieves, you're about to put Gen G into the 100-point club. They haven't lost a hard point yet. This would be their first. This to send it to a game 5. There's no point even trying to build a storyline of a comeback. Enable 2 streaks. Kenny, 2 streaks. Octane, specialist to use. Priest almost at his. Slasher with his for Gen G. This is now buy as much time as you can to start thinking about that game 5, start talking about what you're going to do.
And honestly, if you want to talk about the butterfly effect, imagine if Nagafen was able to get those streaks off the rip. Well, that means Octane would have had to use his earlier. The hill that Kenny got his was the open hill where streaks are coming into effect. So imagine just how much can change an entire map. But honestly, the streaks would have made a difference if it is this bad of a game. 150-point lead now for 100 Thieves. Just doing our due diligence before we see that arsenal.
So the sign in the crowd, Octane for the L. Well, Octane is 19-9, doing pretty much everything he can to avoid the L and try and walk away with a W to get into the winners bracket final tomorrow. 4 more seconds, all they need. The kills all coming through. Mox finally shuts him down. Hellstorm's gonna come in. You can push the scrap if you want. Kenny's in a position to do just that. Final 6 seconds. Now it will be down to a new hill. 100 Thieves cannot end it here, but Kenny styling on Gen G.
And this is just a massive game for them to get. Of course, both of these teams with these rosters at events are 8-2. Both are spectacular, and this is why we expected to go to game 5s, and they're able to break through, get the final kill in the hard point with a commanding gridlock hard point win.
Well, we get our wish. We both wanted a game 5. We get said game 5. Considering how close game 1, 2, even 3 was at times, game 4, not so much. It was a bloodbath, absolute bloodbath. Gen G outclassed there on gridlock. Thinking a little bit now towards that game 5. I think it's anyone's game chance. I think it's too hard to call.
Well, it's easier to kind of set the story for Gen G because you talk about them being 8-2 at events. Their only 2 losses were both game 5s, and that was at the last event, right? So obviously the story is set for them. You want to improve from the last event. The mistake was the S&D in those clutch situations. This is what they need to fix, and of course 100 Thieves, they just want to be full steam ahead. They have been incredible since this roster has formed as well, and they're looking for some revenge.
Well, it's great to see the Spaniards in attendance. They'll be watching Heretics play versus Update Gaming following this, the final game of the evening. But before we get to that, we have a game 5 search and destroy on our hands. We'll be back after this. 100 Thieves, Gen G, Game 5, Search and Destroy. We finally see Gen G drop a hard point. They were flawless in that game mode throughout the weekend. It was inevitable, had to happen at some time, but now the Game 5 Search chance, and this is anybody's game. I don't know who's taking this.
Well, I mean, you talk about they were undefeated. They're also still undefeated at Search and Destroy, but you said it's inevitable, and that means maybe 100 Thieves can finally start to get under their way, because they're a good enough team that you say maybe they can lose the Search once. We don't expect them to lose two, but of course, Gen G, you know, full force. They had a 2v4 clutch in that last game. They had a 2v5 clutch with a pistol and an ICR, so they're capable of complete insanity. I will say, though, 100 Thieves have been doing a very good job of the first blood, so obviously they want to clean up those mistakes. They able to take a breather, get some momentum, get some gunfights going your way, and Enable has been playing out of his mind, and I think that's a huge key for Search and Destroy.
Well, before we get to the Game 5, I want to send it down to Jess for a Game Fuel Open Bracket update. Jess, what's going on?
Thank you, Ben and Chance. That's right, so I've got a bit of an update for the open bracket for you guys. Here at the Game Fuel Open Bracket, Mindfreak and Aspire are about to face off to find out who is going to the winners finals to face off versus Kairos Gaming. So very exciting. Tensions are definitely running high. I wonder who is going to make it, but we'll bring you the updates later on. For now, back on over to Ben and Chance.
Thank you so much, Jess. Kairos has a European legend on their squad, B-Sport Josh. He played for many, many years at the highest level. We've seen him in the Pro League before. Good luck to him in that open bracket final. It's going to be a tough one, that's for sure. But back to this, the Game 5 Search and Destroy. We've talked about it a lot for Gen G. Their Search and Destroy magic in Map 2 was phenomenal. The 2v5s, the 2v4s. But surely there's no way 100 Thieves make those same mistakes.
Well, it's tough to say, and of course, 100 Thieves, another thing you got to think about, Arsenal is another map where the sniper just has free reign and fun all game long, and Octane has been beyond on point with that sniper rifle so far. He has been among the very best, so when he wants to use it, he gets full command. No one can tell him to put it away. And on the flip side, well, if anyone's going to try to shut him down, Nagafen can definitely take a crack, because if honestly not the snipe, the strife is nice to have in the back pocket.
Yeah, most definitely is, but the map, Arsenal. The mode, of course, Search and Destroy for this Game 5, as it always is, 2-2. It's been a great series, and I don't think this is going to disappoint. It'd be great to see another Enable 1v1. Maybe it'd be
Him
fitting.
and Major Maniac.
Him and Major Maniac.
Second crack.
Ended that way. That, of course, is how the first Search ended, but we're going to kick things off on board with Octane again. Paladin in hand. And I think he just got a little bit of a cheeky line of sight there onto Mox. Will be able to pull the trigger, though, and find the first blood.
Yeah, a lot of pressure, though, from Gen G towards the bomb site. Slasher, though, is able to pick up that first blood, so the sniper doesn't always have to do the work, but control the site is the way of Gen G. Don't know if they're going for the plan, if they're looking for a kill. Well, they're going to get both at the same time. Octane misses the first. Major Maniac gets traded, but it looks like it's too late. It is Slasher just like that in the 1v3.
And he has to be quick. He can't stay in vent. You're never clutching from there. It's almost impossible, but Havoc has read the play perfectly. Slasher trying to hunt it down. Slasher falls. Gen G take round 1 and take the advantage in the Game 5.
I'm trying to think, this very well may be about 4 or 5 rounds in a row for Search and Destroy, at the very least for Gen G. And of course, we'll see the best play for Major Maniac again. This was done from a 4v5. That is the teamwork to help with the first kill. A player honestly just getting picked off seemingly for free, and then Kenny, well, it's a tough gunfight to win, and Major Maniac comes out on top, and that's the difference maker of a round.
Sure is. As now you head into round number 2. We'll start off on board with Nagafen. He's making his way over towards B. Is there going to be any 100 Thieves presence over there? Looks like just Priesta for 100 Thieves. They do what they do almost every round. Split the map, play for some information, and try and push as soon as they recognize a weakness in their opponent's setup.
It's going to be Major Maniac trying to spot out information over towards this A site, but I'm not sure how much he's seen. The sniper shot's going to ring out, so he just goes and gets away and exposes a very small part of himself, but Octane doesn't take the shot. And of course, while Major Maniac is getting this information, his teammates, well, they're over towards lobby. They have some cuts, so they should know the bomb carrier not to the site just yet.
Seen Octane hit those before. He's going to have another glance up. The nade opens things up, though, from Enable. It shuts down Nagafen 4 versus 4. 38 seconds left in map 2. 100 Thieves may have acted a little slow at times. Not here, not in the Game 5. Bomb goes down. Gen G must retake the site. Envoy with a double. Leaves Octane searching, but he misses. Of course, he does have Priesta still alive with him here. As another miss comes through from Octane, he's forced to go to the pistol, and now 100 Thieves under all different types of pressure. The push comes through. Havoc will fall. Envoy for the 1v2. Makes it a 1v1. The instant challenge. It was close. But Priester manages to catch up.
Boy, I'll tell you, I haven't seen Octane miss that many shots that
couple,
often.
right?
We saw a couple go by that, granted, not easy shots to hit, but he normally connects, so got a little bit nervous, but then pulls out the strife, back pocket, gets the job done. Nice little bounce back round, and I think what started all was the nade coming in for Enable. Take down a player from lobby, that means you can get that plant down for free. Make things a little bit easier from there.
High stakes, of course, in this winner's semi. Playing for top 3. As round 3 underway. For Gen G, they're back on the attack, and well, you can see their intent on the minimap. It's going to be an A push, and our 100 Thieves ready for it. Well, Nagafen just gets the information he needs. On the way down from a jump. Can he find the pick he needs, though? That's the question. Swing and a miss. Priester has to be careful. Ryan Nagafen misses a few snipes in a row, but Havoc's pushed forward. He's found first blood.
And Major Maniac is dancing around lobby as well.
Keep
that in mind, but you hit this snipe eventually. 5v3. 2 players working through lobby. Trades are there. Teamwork on point. The flank with the pistol. The challenge. Everything done right. Gen G with a perfect round of search and destroy. But only up 2-1.
Nagafen's not going to miss that many in a row.
Well, I mean, I'd have said the same thing about Octane.
Valid point, Chance. Valid point. Gen G, though, make it very comfortable indeed. Key there for me is Nagafen instantly flying forward, trying to be the first of the fight. Knowing that he has that sniper rifle, doesn't mind if he falls. They're going to trade bait for his team if necessary, but they have the advantage now.
And so last time what Gen G did on defense is they went over and triple stacked the B point, or double stacked, excuse me. Nagafen did take the sniper there, of course. This time he's going by himself, which means they're going to have more pressure over towards A instead of Major Maniac being by himself, and they are playing aggressive. Havoc going straight forward. He does get spotted, but he has the SOG if he trying to get close. His teammate's going to be watching over his back, so the challenge comes out. Kenny with an ICR takes him down. Major Maniac forced to back up. You surge on through, get the kills. Kenny going huge.
And the key there was the support Kenny had from his teammates landing down shots. It meant Major Maniac couldn't even repeat. There was no challenge, but Nagafen started hitting shots. He finds 1. Now 3 versus 2. Advantage 100 Thieves. Mox falls. All down to Envoy. Makes it interesting for the 1v2, but Slasher with the easy trade. All tied up again. 2-2.
Get a 10. I do not know if Kenny had help with that gunfight, but
No, I
it
think
didn't really look like he
Major
did.
Maniac was one shot, so he had to have.
Well, we'll get some C.
As you can see the shots coming behind him for this next fight.
Well, no, I mean, he had help from his teammates. I'm saying I didn't know if Kenny, if anyone else put bullets at. Like, that's what I'm saying. Kenny just won the straight up 1v1 against the SOG.
The reason he didn't die was because of his teammates putting shots to either lane, to his left and to his right. But
that is some.
Kenny can use anything he wants.
That is some filthy stuff.
Yeah, it is indeed. 2-2. All tied up. Gen G back on the attack. It was a comfortable previous attacking round for them. Didn't really worry too much. And well, Kenny was good last round. He's gonna have to be great this round. There's just 4 Gen G players lining up. Kenny recognizes it and just backs away.
Nagafen with the boomstick. Does spot Kenny sliding out to the left corner, but it's very tough to die in this spot, but it's also tough to get kills if no one over challenges. You see though, trying to get the wall bangs. That's maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, however many hit markers, but Nagafen, well, he's feeling fine.
Stop it.
Bomb down for free. By the way, Envoy watching the full flank, but no one's home, so he's out of position. Now the gunfight's coming forward. No help for Nagafen. He's gonna fall. Havoc dies as well. Major Maniac, well, that player for 100 Thieves staying alive. You hop the bomb, and Envoy maybe not quick enough. You gotta peek over. The bomb's getting defused, and it is good. 100 Thieves lock it down. It did get close. It did get interesting, but they had the man advantage by the sight. And that is an aggressive play call. Those are good gunfights for 100 Thieves to get. And Kenny was a big part of the reason why.
Started losing the gunfights, and it gets a little dicey towards the end, but the defuse does come through. Kenny surviving with 30 health. Big plays from him so far in this game 5. Be it last round and the round prior. Really playing well. 100 Thieves with the advantage, 3 rounds to 2. But it has truly been back and forth stuff. Quick glance at the stats, relatively even across the board. Envoy 6 and 3. He's having a good game 5. On the other side, Kenny, 5-5. You've got Priest at 4-2 as well.
Snipers are down for the moment. Couple ICRs, a similar strat we just saw. Just try to go get that bomb planted. Priest actually wants to surge forward.
Oh, he's going to be careful. Don't know if he knows it. Keep your eye on number 4. It's Envoy. Who's in a position to trade. Now 100 Thieves know, so the 4v4. Kenny just wants to run straight at him. There's 1. There's 2 for Kenny, and he somehow stayed alive. Major Maniac for 3. Not going to happen. 2v2. Bomb was planted. Havoc flies forward. Octane for the 1v2. 30 seconds. Can he do it? Tagged up. Pushes back. Not enough chance.
That is an incredibly difficult spot for Octane to find himself in. He did what he could, but those are just good plays on the retake. And honestly, maybe a little bit of an over challenge from Kenny. He just kind of gets picked off to force the 2 versus 2, but stressful rounds for a lot of people on this venue.
Just turn around. I saw Genji's coach, Joey Nubsy, just kind of going through it a little bit there. Be okay, Joey. Don't worry.
Round win is a round win. Well, whether or not he over-challenged early, Kenny was making big plays to put themselves in an advantage, but Gen G not shy to make some big plays of their own. Tied up game. And I can't remember, was it tied up in the payload as well, 3-3?
No.
Okay.
It is here, though, in the game 5, and that's what counts. Incredibly back and forth. Can 100 Thieves try and give themselves another advantage? We start off the round on board with Octane. He hasn't spotted anything. He has Priest there. Well, he does now. That's Nagafen shooting at him. Nagafen in that thermal sight. He loves it.
ICR, I believe.
Yep.
Mixing things up as always, spotting out that information. You know, a couple players are near this A site. Of course, Major Maniac always dancing around this lobby area, but Vence is wide open. Slasher, I don't know what kind of timing he just got, but knows kill will come through, but the flank is gonna come through. No one's turned around, so Slasher the big play. How many players lined up? There's 1, can't find the second, can't get in the vent. Enables here, but the trades are for Gen G. You got a 3v1, Kenny can't get out fast enough, and just like that, an opportunity for a big play for sure. But the reactions and the kills for Gen G on the opposite side, the opposite direction, full effect.
Gen G break the trade. Current trade of rounds. It's a good round for them. Very good round for them indeed. And if they win this one, as they have so far in this map, 2-round cushion. Big pressure on 100 Thieves to respond. A couple of players working towards some streaks. A lot of work still to be done. We'll keep our eye on it though. For 100 Thieves on attack, what's the game plan? Same as always. Spread the map, wait for information, see if you can get a pick.
I'm gonna imagine the snipers back out from the side of Octane. This is what they do in Search and Destroy on a handful of different maps. You play spread, you wait for the other team to make a mistake, hope Octane hits a snipe.
And I love what Gen G's doing. They're not falling for the bait. They're not playing aggressive. They're saying, all right, you have to come to us now. We'll play slow. We showed an aggressive defensive play. Now we'll show you a passive one.
Of course, Major Maniac is just going to be a stone back steps. You got not complete map control for Gen G, but you have complete information control. You know when they move to a bomb site. Kenny, though, able to get up towards the bomb. Envoy thinking about making the play. The nade is going to force to back them down. This is just time getting dropped off the clock. Only 33 seconds before 100 Thieves need to plant, but they are near the site.
Slasher looking towards Vence. He'll find the pick. 5 versus 3. Havoc in a position to maybe try and make a play. Has he bought enough time for Nagafen? Oh, I thought for a second there he was going to pull the trigger. Go for the quick scope. Bomb finally goes down, and well, Nagafen trying to push forward. He gets shut down. It's a 1v4. Havoc only able to take 1 to the grave with him. 100 Thieves respond. We're all tied up again, 4-4.
Back and forth we go throughout this series. And once again, the best play, it's Kenny popping up. Of course, only for a single kill. And then he just flew out and challenged lobby and got incinerated. But hey, they get the round win. Slasher picking up the kills and Vence and making some nice reads. And 100 Thieves taking advantage of the opportunities when they're given to them. And then we did say game 5, round 11, Major Maniac versus Enable.
If that's it, you're a prophet. You're practically Yoda at that point, Chance. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Priest for 100 Thieves, pushing forward, looking to try and be aggressive. There's the first shot punch. He's done well to stay alive. Priest with 2. Priest looking for 3. Can he find 4? Not gonna happen, but his teammates fly forward with him. Envoy's done well just to stay alive, but surely his time is almost up. The shot punch from Enable is enough. One more round for 100 Thieves, and they're going to the winner's bracket final.
And no one from Gen G looked for it. We saw the previous round when Havoc tried to play the same spot that Priesta did. Someone went bottom lobby and at least called out the cross. Priesta gets here. Gen G, you got players past. No one's ready for him to be there that fast, and you see the results. It can just be dominating at times. Now pressure is on Gen G. 8-2 with this roster. Their 2 losses are game 5s. Now they need 2 rounds back-to-back to avoid that same fate.
How much composure do you have? 100 Thieves on the attack. The intent is very clear this round, unlike rounds previously. Quick glance at the menu, you see the B push being set up. Gen G, they're there. They're ready. They're waiting. Turns been spotted. Shots go down. Still waiting for the first blood though. Number 7 on the minimap chances. Comes up in a position to try and make a play, but it's a first blood for Octane. Major Maniac goes down.
Trying to complete the reverse sweep. The first blood is there. And you see the information Slasher has. He's like, hey guys, A is wide open, but Gen G, they don't waste much time. As soon as they think gun might be clear, they go and clear it out. But Octane, he's gonna be watching the full flank. He's in the perfect spot. This might just be a free kill. Nagafen reads it, but he is gonna fall. You got a 5v3 bomb towards A, and it should be getting planted. Only 2 players for Gen G need here because Octane causing so many problems.
Oh, the stun comes through. That should be a kill, but elsewhere, Kenny has shut down Mock, so it's a 2v4. 1 player completely out of position. Envoy's gonna make it interesting though. A 2 versus 3. As you said, bomb down. 34 seconds for Gen G to try and stay alive in the winner's bracket. Pinch comes through. Envoy will find one, but his team killed. It's so unfortunate. And with 26 seconds left, he's left in a 1 versus 2. He surely should fall. 100 Thieves complete the reverse sweep and book their ticket into the winner's bracket final.
And that has got to be a massive confidence boost for 100 Thieves. They have had a very solid tournament so far since they completed this roster. Has been just outstanding in every game mode. And the only thing you could ask for more is how do they handle the pressure of being down 2-0? Doesn't bother them for a second. Make that comeback, get the reverse sweep, and they are full steam ahead. They are looking for revenge. They are thirsting for Optic Gaming.
And obviously you mentioned on the flip side for Gen G,